That happens once in a while,
Yeah,
even with us, good eggs.
You grow up. Some of us.
Antisocial experience 259 niner.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want.
Day of the Dad.
Again.
Well, if you pay attention to the thumbnails and the titles, I did Night of the Livid Dad.
Oh, that was that last year.
No, and then Return of the Livid Dad. No, it's Day of the Dad.
Oh,
I still
yeah.
have a couple more movies to get through, ripping off movie posters, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Those are fun ones. That was good because, like, I don't know, I always liked Dawn of the Dead. Like, that was probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. When they were
Dawn, and we didn't do Dawn. I skipped it.
yeah, because that's my favorite. When they're in the mall, like,
Yeah.
in Monroeville.
Well, I skipped the original, not the remake.
The remake's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
The mall.
Yeah.
Don't they shoot Jay Leno?
Yeah. I forgot all about that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, because they're picking up people that look like celebrities, the zombies, and then they're like, Burt Reynolds is another one that gets picked off.
Yeah.
You know, old Smokey himself.
Yeah. Anyhow, we're not killing zombies today. We're talking about times we made Dad mad, as we do every Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to anybody out there. Let me pop over here.
And this is like old hat to me, making my dad mad.
Oh.
Like, I'm telling you.
Dude, just while I'm trying to reminisce and come up with some of the stories, I know I've put it out there before, but I'll put it out there again that my dad, probably my best friend on the whole planet. And if we were living together, you wouldn't think that. It was like, you know what I mean? Like putting two Chinese fighting fish together.
I do.
One must die.
Yeah,
you know?
I do.
But if we weren't living together, like, I could live there and call and be like, "Hey, I'm in town." And anything? Nope. But if I wasn't living there and I'd call, "Hey, I'm in town. You want something?" Yeah, this. Get along great. You know.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up living there, he was the type of guy that he woke up. He said, "Oh, it's a good day. It's nice out. I'm in a good mood." And I get up in a good mood. He's like, "No, fuck that," and change it. Like, bad day. I'm in a bad mood now, just to ruin my day. Like, I couldn't imagine being like that.
No.
But people were weird, man. It takes all types, you know?
I'm weird, but not that type. I mean, I've ruined some days, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm definitely guilty of ruining some days.
Yeah, I've ruined days too. I got it.
And even purposely at times, yeah. I'm a dick. That's what it comes down to.
Anyhow, let the tales of horror commence.
Okay, so one time, like I said, this is so easy. One time I'm all hung. I woke up at from a party, right? And I'm hungover as fuck. And I'm like, I had some weed, and I was like, man, best cure for a hangover is getting stoned and then go eating because it makes you hungry. It works out. So I'm driving around, I'm getting ripped, and fucking. I look and I'm like, oh, my dad's up. And I'm like, he's in the garage. And I'm like, I should stop and see if he needs any help with anything, just to say hi. So I kind of seen him a little bit. So I fucking stop, and I'm fucking ripped, dude. I go in, and he's putting this chimney up for his fucking furnace, up through his thing. And she's like, yeah, can you give me a hand with these pipes? We're piping up through the ceiling. I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. So we're getting to the top. And he's like, so it was the thing that actually goes into the ceiling that the pipe runs through, like that actual piece. And he's like,
the boot?
Yeah. Dude, he says, whatever you do, don't drop this. And as soon as the word "this" came out of his mouth, I dropped it. Yeah, dude, and Bennett fucking out. And he was like, oh, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, man. I'm like, is that bad? He's like, is that bad? Because, I mean, it was Bennett. He was able to fix it. But I started laughing. I was like, man, aren't you glad I stopped and helped you?
just the instant 0 to 100 stress level of it bending.
Oh my god, dude, he was gonna have a fucking coronary right there, like it was over.
I think I've heard that one. I think on the podcast, but that's a good one. It's just so good that.
Dude, and another one we were. I was a big Penn State football fan, so like every Saturday I was going to the bar. They play at noon, so I'd be at the bar at 10 a.m. because they're playing at noon. Like, you got to be blacked out by 2, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, you can't even finish the game.
No. Like, that's football. Anyway, so I go home, and he's putting ceiling tiles up in his other part of his garage because he's always doing something, man. Always.
Doing something.
Always. So he's putting these ceiling tiles up. He's like, "Weren't you going to help me?" And I was like, he's like, "Where are you going to be?" And like, Penn State was playing Ohio State that day. So like, dude, it was getting down, you know what I mean? It was a noon game, and like, I wasn't having it. but he wasn't having it either. So I'm in there putting ceiling tile up, and I'm already hungover from the night before because, like, that's what I did. And,
At the time, that
oh, yeah, dude.
boozing, right?
Dude, alls I did was sit at RJ's or Alice's at the time and just get hammered.
Before it got renamed,
Yeah,
right.
hammered, dude, for $20 a day, hammered, and I get change. Anyway, so I'm helping him putting these tiles up, and I'm like, "Listen, man," I'm like, "Their kickoff's at 12, you know," and he's like, "You can just hold on to this rose done." I was like, "By the time that rose done," I'm like, "it's gonna be the end of the first quarter." And he takes the fucking tile, man, and whips it at me, and then not to mention I have one in my hand overhead. So he whips a piece of tile at me, and I move, so then I drop the whole piece of tile and smash it all over the he's like, "Just get the fuck out of here." So then I proceeded to go to the bar and fucking get hammered.
Oh, shit. Man, I don't know, number of stupid shit I've done.
Oh my god, dude. Like I said, I could roll with 50 of these right now. Like, they're just oh my god.
And
So
it's like, was it worth getting mad about? Maybe not. And
not like that.
you know what? You know, if this is a repetitive story, I don't know if it is. I know I've told it. I don't know if I said it during a Father's Day show, but if I did, oh well. It's a repeat. I'm gonna tell it
I
again.
repeat myself all the time, dude. All
Yeah,
the time.
yeah. But regardless, I had one of those little. I don't know if it's like a 78, 79 Suzuki like DS80, one of the little kids 80s,
Yeah.
like or 50, the little mini bike.
Yeah, we're trying to buy a CT70 right now.
It's just like
Yeah.
made for kids, and I had one of those. And I don't know what time I don't know, I must have been like 10, 11, too big for it clearly, but I still had it, so I rode it, you know? And I knew the rules. I knew where I could and couldn't ride, right? Like without a doubt, I knew that not on the roads. Take it down here, take it on the paths, on the old railroad tracks, wherever, in the woods, not on the roads. I'm like, all right, well, he wasn't home the one day, and he knew that I was going to be riding. And I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. Me and my friends here, we both, two of us around the same size, hopped on this. And it was big to the point where your knees were basically, you could steer with your knees. The bike was so small, but it would still haul us. It would bog, but we'd get it going. It would go. Dad's not home. He's in town, something, going somewhere. I don't know where. We hop on. I don't make the left to head for the train tracks through the woods, make the right up the street. We're going. I didn't take it in town on main roads, anything like that, but I ended up going up, around the factory by out there in Northie. That's where I got caught at. We're just riding, not doing nothing. Nobody was working. That's at the time when all the businesses were shut down. There's maybe 1 or 2 businesses in the whole plant. So nobody there. Empty factory, empty parking lot, empty everything. Boy, was he mad. He come along at the time.
How'd you get caught?
Well, he come back from town and he saw the bike gone, right? And he sat and waited. And we like stopped. I didn't just go and like make a lap and come back home. Like we went and took it off road into the woods because there's before they developed it and people built stuff back there. There was some kind of like I don't know if it was like a sulfur lake or what it was. It was like a lake that had a lot of sulfur in and a lot of green, like algae that you could throw a rock, and when you threw the rock, you would see it make a tunnel down through this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And the shores, it was all green. It
Yeah.
would be a tunnel down through the green, and then around the edges of the lake or creek, whatever it was, it looked like a lake because it was completely surrounded. It was all just orange
Yeah.
sulfur.
Yeah.
You know where I'm talking
Oh, yeah,
about?
I did.
Yeah, that shit. We were out playing around in that. Got the bike stuck a little, got it back out, riding around in that area, just on other people's property. Nobody complaining, but, anyhow, we didn't come back within a few minutes of him being back. So he's like, "Oh, maybe something happened to him." So he walked down, he was yelling, looking like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see if they're on the roads with it." Here he comes in his car, and he's one of them. He'd be driving like beep, 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 beep on the horn, like just like
You're
get up.
busted.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
shut up, get off you just you want to kill the guy because he's on the horn. It's like bee dee 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 dee, and he'd hold it and then repeat like a Morse code beeping. But in between the beeps, he'd be like, I don't want to shout in the mic, be like, no, out the window of the car. And I heard it, I was like, oh no. And my friend that was with me was Sean, you know, we started heading back, And he's like, "We in trouble?" I was like, "Yeah, we probably can't ride anymore." He's like, "Go, just go." Whenever he caught up with us, he got us when we were in the parking lot coming back from riding on other people's property. He's like, "Just go, I'm gonna follow you." And he followed the whole way home. And like when I'd start slowing down to like take a corner a little because there's two people on a tiny dirt bike. We were
Yeah.
clearly too big for it, but I'd start slowing down to take a corner. He'd like beep the horn, like, "Go." 'Cause he was following us in the car, right? And I started going down the road and he's like, laid on the horn. He's like, "What are you doing? Go that way," pointing to the paths, the tracks to get back. I'm like, "What? We're already on the street, you know?" But yeah, not a good time getting
No.
caught riding my dirt. And I no main roads, just literally, you know what it's like out there, side streets in a quiet neighborhood. Mm,
Until that day.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Do my little I don't know if it was a 50 or an 80 because they were so close to the same size. I'll have to show you a picture, maybe you can tell me.
Yeah, I was hitting on this chick one night at RJ or Alice's time too. Okay,
Oh,
so this is a side story. So she couldn't stand me though, like just me. So some people, you like me, hate me, but like, so she couldn't fucking stand me. So everybody was going to this after party, right? So she has to ride in my car, right, and I'm driving. So don't I go up to that fucking industrial plaza, dude, and it's snowing out, and I roll in there, dude, about 30 mile an hour and just rip the e-brake and just, dude, and she's screaming and she gets out and walks the rest of the way to the party. Good times.
right. Same area?
Yeah, yeah, it's right in the old cigar plant.
Yeah.
I just came right off the road about 30 and just jacked the e-brake and it's just spun, dude.
I think for a certain number of years, and off topic of Father's Day, but for a certain number of years of people in school that were getting licenses and had licenses, like a certain number of classes like that was there in the plaza, like fresh snow, didn't mean stay home and stay in, that meant go get in your car.
Oh, I meant go to the bar, dude.
What or go get in your car and go do donuts, rip your e-brake,
Well, you go to
and
the
slide
bar first,
around.
see, because here's the thing. I've worked in a bar long enough to know when there's a snowstorm. Oh no, dude, it ain't getting slowing down. It's getting packed. Why? Because everybody has the same philosophy I do. Who the fuck is going to pull you over for sliding around and pulling off the road when it's all fucking snowy? How can they? All right, it's snowing out. Like God knows what's going to
Right?
happen. So
If
you
you're
can
out
just get blackout drunk, dude, and drive home. As long as you're not stupid, you're
could
good because
could
you can
hurt
go
people
five. You go 5 mile an hour.
and slide anyhow.
Yeah, you don't get blackout, but like you get close.
Never got like that
But
for me.
but the bar fills up because everybody knows they can drive home because no cop's gonna stand out there in the middle of a snowstorm and give you a ticket either.
Yeah, there's some that I bet would nowadays, man.
Yeah, man, maybe now, but back nah,
The
like
ones
back
that got out of the spotlight in your back seat.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, they would. But yeah, dude,
The ones that like to draw on you whenever
yeah,
you're, like, reporting an accident.
and I'm like, "I'm just sitting down.
Like,
My hands are in the air."
yeah, like,
Right?
"Dude, I'm the one that called you.
Yeah,
You don't have to
right.
shoot me."
Yeah, dude, one time I almost got arrested. We were working at RJ's at the time, and I come out the side door, it was New Year's Eve, and this cop rolls in, and it's me and Trent Styles, and Trent was bartending, I was cooking. We roll out the side door to leave, and he flops his lights on, dude, and rolls in, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" We're like, "We work here," and he's like, "Prove that." He's like, "There's no way." I'm like, I'm like, "Trent, is he for real right now?" And he's like, Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh my god, dude," I was so mad. We had to go and like go in and call the owner, but I mean, it was just ridiculous.
No, there's no way. Prove that.
That's what I mean, and, like, he's, like, accusing me of robbing this place at 7 o'clock at night on New Year's Eve. I'm like, "Do you think I would do it now?" You know what I mean? When everybody's driving, like, now. Like,
Like, while they're open.
well, not only that, but, like, it's 7 o'clock on New Year's Eve. So everybody's, like, traveling to and from parties right now, and, like, that's pretty much premium time. You get there around 8, hang out about 4 hours, and you go home. I mean, that's just you know what I mean? That's just what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, dude, I was pissed. Pissed.
I know. Man, I'm trying to think because I had a dad and stepdad, and
Oh,
I know I made them both
easy.
pretty mad.
Another one. Okay. Again, Alice's pub. Shit faced. I sleep in my car all weekend, right? Like all weekend. And I just get back up and go to back in the bar. Like that's what I did.
Yeah,
Like,
are you can I ask you though, before you sorry to interrupt, can I ask you glad you're not doing it now?
oh my god, yeah, dude, I feel like
Yeah?
crap. Yeah, I talked to everybody from the bar last night, because we were at that show. I was out till almost 2:30 in the morning.
But music.
Yeah, yeah, but,
Yeah.
like, I feel fine because I didn't drink. And those guys are all like, "Oh my god, I feel like death today, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "No," and
Well,
all
don't
later
drink.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean, like, I still had a great time. I didn't have to drink.
And I think I think that's like a common misconception that may happen from time to time with the audio or the video. Who knows who watches or listens to what? Stories are stories. Doesn't mean, and I want to clarify, like, doesn't mean we're still living that way
Yeah, no,
or,
not at all. Not at all. No, that's why
but
they're
I
funny
think,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't funny at the time.
No, 'cause I was just living at the time.
Dude,
I was an idiot.
let me tell you, I was terrified. I think shortly after that is when that bike got sold. And that was the last time I had a motorcycle at Dad's.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, I sleep in my car all weekend, okay? So I get up and dude, it's freezing out. You know what I mean? It's like 5 in the morning, it's freezing. And I'm like, all right. So I put this sweatshirt over my head, but the hood's in front of me. But like, I don't give a shit. I'm froze. You know what I mean?
Wanna keep
That's what
warm.
I mean. I don't care, whatever. So finally, I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm just getting up and driving home. Fuck it. So I don't even switch the sweatshirt around. I just drive. Thinking my dad would already be at work, it's 6:30 in the morning. He fucking left already. He leaves at like 4, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way
Yeah.
he's still there. I roll in. I start walking up the fucking driveway, dude. He pops out of the garage. He's like, fucking look at you. He's like, your fucking sweatshirt's on backwards. I was just like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm done. And like, dude, that was probably one of the most pissed off he's ever been. I think, like, he was like, fucking look at you. My eyes were just, dude, I looked like hell.
Right, but
Like, oh,
you'd known it was backward, but he
yeah,
didn't know you
no,
knew.
exactly. And at that point, I'm not even gonna try to explain to him. You know what I
Right,
mean? I'm not
right,
gonna be
you
like,
can't.
yeah, I'm like, Dad, I slept in my car, and you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't even sound good at that point. It's just like, yeah, yeah, you got me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say right
Look at
now.
you, your sweatshirt's on backwards.
One other time, quick. He David has this little league tournament, right? All day, dude. It's like it goes from like 9 in the morning in Kerwinsville until like 8 or 9 at night. So my dad's like, you're going. And I'm like, well, I'm still going to my buddy's Friday night and partying. You know what I mean? Like, bright idea. So we all freaking, we all drop acid, right? So at like 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, I'll be fine in the morning. You know what I mean? Whatever. So meanwhile, we take it, we're running around and we're drinking, dude, hard because like you can do anything on that shit. So like we're taking these pony bottles. They were like they weren't twist offs, so you had to have a bottle opener.
Or a lighter, yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're taking them off the side of a picnic table, smashing them and then chugging them, right? So
Ugh,
we do 2 cases of ponies like that, just between me and my buddy, just smashing them and chugging them. And all of a sudden, like,
bad times.
sun's coming up, you know what I mean? I'm standing by this fire. He's like, dude, your dad's out there to pick you up, dude. And I'm still just fucked. I mean, just annihilated.
And he showed up to get you.
Yeah. And I have to be at this fucking baseball field for 12 hours, dude. Like, if I can't go home, I can't shower. I can't, like,
Did you just pull up and lay on the stretcher?
dude, I had a blazer, thank God. Dude, every time my head would start like falling asleep, he'd fucking wind the window down and let my head fall out the fucking window. Yeah, yeah. Like, dude, the whole way there. Like, it was awful. It was fucking dude. I have nightmares about that. It was horrible. I'm like passing
Oh,
out and fucking out the fucking window. Like, dude, holy
like you
fuck.
probably thought you were falling.
You're goddamn right I did, dude. I felt like dude, it was horrible. Like the whole ride there wasn't too bad because like I was still fucked up. But like he wanted to go to the car dealership and stuff like that, and that's when it like it started to go downhill, and like it went real downhill throughout the day. And like I said, we're coming back for like David's second or third game, and head down the highway, and I'm just like out the window. Like what a dick.
Dude. Just completely off topic. Okay, my stepdad was there, so I don't even know. I don't even know if mom will remember this one. Okay, but we were on the way back from me being picked up at my dad's house, visitation, and I was going back with mom and stepdad back to their house. And it's when we had a 4-door car. I don't know, it was a Geo Chevette. It was this is a long time ago. Anyhow, when we'd made a turn in one of these places, like made a left-hand turn, I was in the back of the car, and I had a habit of there's a pillow there I'd usually like lay down and sleep. I didn't like long car rides. I still don't. So I can't even get in the back of a car now. I get like car sick riding
Mhm.
in a car, in the 3rd row in a van or an SUV, I'm just, like, instant as soon as it wobbles, I'm like, "Ugh." It's not for me. But anyhow, as a kid, we're going, and, went around this basically just a right-hand turn, so all the way to the car, and I think it was probably the first, like, sharp left-hand turn other than the left-hand curve we'd made on the way home, and as we go around, like, I'm laying down, and I didn't have a seatbelt on, but I would, like, lay down I would, like, take seatbelt off and lay down in the car, and
Mhm.
as we went, I don't think the door handle was latched, the door swung open, and I'm sliding on this seat, like, toward an open door.
Was it like vinyl seats?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
like, and then when the car straightened out, the door's like thunk and come shut. And I'm like, "What was that?" I'm like, "Huh?"
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know if they know to this day that's really what happened or remembered or saw it, realized what happened. But I was, like, basically, like, woke up to, like, sliding and door open. Not a dream,
Uh,
like, legit.
Same thing happened to my grandma's old Mustang, dude.
Dude,
It sucks.
it was
Yeah,
terrifying.
especially on that vinyl because your ass is just like it's like a slip and slide, dude. It's just
Yeah.
sucking you right out. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sucks.
and it's not like he was, like, speeding 80 around a turn and cut a sharp corner,
No,
but it was
but
just
it
like,
was just enough to it's just enough to tractor beam you right in, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
and oh my god, dude, I thought I was going out of the car.
Oh,
I was
man.
almost as scared then, if thinking about it, as I was, like, when I got caught with the dirt bike thing, like, riding on roads and around this factory, and
Did I
it's
ever tell
not
you
like
about when
a
I got caught on my dirt bike?
yeah, I think
Yeah, when he caught me on his, like, works property after we stole those Poros and
that's bad.
yeah, drove those trucks and yeah.
Did you know where you were for that one?
I did know, but I hadn't been there the day before when they did all that shit. So, like,
Oh,
we were going back to do it more, you know what I mean? Because he's like, "They're just trucks with keys in 'em." I'm like, "Well, dude, but they gotta be somebody's," you know what I mean?
right.
So, we were going back to check it out, you know what I mean? Because whatever, well, they knew, you know, so they were waiting on us.
Oh,
And then, like, when
but
my everybody got chased, and when the person that chased me, sure as shit was my fucking
and
dad.
he caught you.
Yeah, I'm, like, by this cliff, man,
But
I
when you
just,
first got there, you didn't know whose stuff it was or
I never even got to the trucks or anything because they caught us,
oh,
like, right like, because I thought we were just driving through where my dad worked, you know what I mean, to
right.
another place.
They
And
got you at the entrance.
yeah, well, pretty much, like, you go in, like, pretty much far enough into the entrance where we weren't getting back out because they had us blocked.
Right.
They
Yeah,
cut right then and there while I was standing there, they cut the ladder right off the fucking water tower, so you couldn't get to it anymore without another ladder.
wow.
Yeah, with a heat as the torch, they were pissed.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's I know, and just being a dumb kid where you are gonna make your parents mad if you get caught, especially when it starts getting into where it's gonna be trouble with the law or when you're damaging somebody else's property.
Yeah.
Like, in being a parent myself, I'm just waiting for any of that dumb shit to start happening. I try to, try to teach them the best I can to not get into doing it, but, like, you can only teach
Boys
them
will be
so
boys,
much.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's just how far they take it, really.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and but I remember being a kid, anytime I was about to go do something with friends that are like, "Oh, yeah, we did this." And I'm like, "Wait, you've done this before." I at least checked on 'em, like, "Yeah, I don't wanna do that." Because of a situation like that where you hadn't been there, but somebody had doing whatever, and then you go back and somebody's waiting on you.
Yeah.
I actually thought of that ahead of time.
So, like, the whole time, though, I was telling my dad, like, I wasn't there, so I wasn't lying. I knew they had been there. So, he's like, "Was it you guys?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "We weren't even here." I was like, "I was at home yesterday." I'm like, "You can call mom." You
Right,
know, because I just kept going, like, back and forth with I and they. So, like, it seemed like I covered for those guys too,
right.
because that's what you do, you know?
Yeah, in
But
a
luckily,
sense.
my oil plug was leaking in my dirt bike at the time. So, luckily, my dad did catch me because it was leaking. My bike would have
You
locked
would've
up.
blown up.
Yep, I would have blown up. So, he fixed it for me after he caught me.
Twist of fate there, man,
Yeah,
huh?
dude, hilarious.
That's it I'm not major into dirt bikes, so that's not a cheap fix.
No, no, dude, it could have been a
You
whole new
lock your
engine.
engine up or
Yeah,
blow it up.
it was done, yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't know, and, like, you couldn't really tell unless it was sitting there because we were, it was sitting there, he's like, "What why is there a puddle in it?" I was like, "Huh? Sure shit."
Saved the day.
Uh-huh.
Ruined the day and then saved it
Yeah,
promptly
yeah,
afterwards. Gotta give props to dad, man, they have a way of doing that.
yeah.
I just hope I can pull off that skill set of ruining the day and then saving it someday, you
Listen,
know?
there's no handbook with parenting, you just do the best you can, man.
I know shit, there's no handbook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you just do the best you can, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. I
Yeah.
don't even have kids, but that's you just do the best you can with every situation you can, because every situation's different.
Yeah.
Because every kid's different.
Yes, they are. I don't know. Probably I'm trying to think of a quick story, and it just I've gotten in a lot of trouble as a kid and also trouble as an adult. Not near as much as an adult because, prison and that's serious shit to have to deal with,
Mhm.
just as any person having your freedom and everything taken away. But regardless, excuse me, just the number of dumb shit that I did. One thing that dad always looked at way worse than, like, getting in trouble with the cops or say you break in and rob a place or
Lion.
damage somebody's property, not really lying,
Uh,
but one thing he was dead serious on was, like, if I would go get in my car and drive it a day out of inspection or a day out of registration, that was, like, the worst thing, like,
that's kinda weird.
in being a child and parent relationship, you never hear the end of anything, right?
Yeah.
You really never heard the end of a day out of inspection or a day out of registration with dad. Like,
My dad's, like, teaching us to shave it down how to shave it down the years, like, or the months, so you can't see the month, but still the year.
no, dude, like,
Oh, yeah.
even after I got it fixed, I'd still be hearing about that you had that out on the and he would count. He would count, like, you left 6 times with that expired. All right, well, it's been renewed and everything for, like, 6 months now, dad. Yeah, but you drove it 6 times without it being like,
Dude, the owner of the dry cleaners used to flip out on me if I because my car's out of inspection for a minute. I'd get my car, he'd come out of the side of the dry cleaner, "You can't drive out, it's out of inspection." I was like, "Get the fuck out of my way, dude." I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" But dude, multiple times, he did it to my brother too.
yeah, that's how my dad
Like,
was.
it was insane.
Dude, he comes storming out. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I'm going to the store." He's like, "You can't."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, "What?
yeah.
What do you mean I can't? The car runs."
Yeah, it's fine, dude. It's a made up thing,
Dude,
like, no,
and it was like 0 to 10,000 stress level on his
dude, the
part.
guy flew out of the side of, like, dry cleaners. I don't even know the guy. He's like, "You can't drive that car." I was like, "You move," you know what I mean? I'm like, "Watch me."
Well,
Like,
in my dad's case, it like,
ah,
he was real old west style, like, he had a permit to carry guns concealed, but he would also open carry, like, he would walk around the house.
like Bennett Cedar Dog.
Yeah, but no holster.
Yeah,
Sometimes he'd have a holster, mainly it'd be in his waistband and no shirt, so you could clearly see that he
just
had a
like Bennett Cedar Dog.
yeah, like he had
Yeah.
a gun, and he'd come walking out like that, like, "You can't leave." Like, I just can imagine the show that the neighbors saw.
Oh, yeah, dude. The neighbor saw many a show with
It's
us.
like, how the hell did I not end up on Jerry Springer from somebody else calling and you know? Well, that was a thing. Anyhow, that's our Father's Day stuff.
Yeah. Happy Father's
Happy
Days.
Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Happy Mother's Day. Even though it's not Mother's Day, we missed the Mother's Day show. We did take off for that to do family stuff. And,
Yeah, I won't be here next week.
yeah, I'm gonna try and line something up. I'll throw it out now. Hopefully, I can get through to the guy. I know people that run their own businesses are hard to get a hold of sometimes. I know I am, especially with doing my own thing. You are, even when you're into your own thing.
Oh my god.
Dude, just sometimes you don't have time for the world and you have work to do. Like, it doesn't matter. You can deal with that later. You got work to do right now, and it gets like that. But anyhow, I wanna have a guy on. He has a YouTube channel where he repairs stuff, obviously, because I do repairs, like to get him on here and just, do some chit chat. And he's also on a YouTube venture of creating content for, online, a social media platform. So, the YouTube channel is I Repair It All. I'm gonna get a hold of him. I did talk to him, and he said, "Sure, why not?" about coming on, but I'll try and get that lined up. You said you won't be here next weekend?
No, I'm going to the NoFX's final show.
Right, right. So, yeah, hopefully I can get him lined up for then, and, have a good week, people.
Yes.
If not next week, we'll see you again real soon.
Hasta la vista.
Alright. What is that from?
Terminator. Did you know O.J. Simpson was supposed to be the original Terminator before Arnold Schwarzenegger? Digest that one.